Hello, my little sheep. I am Sammy Lawrence, a servant and a prophet to the great Bendy. You're probably wondering why I'm here, my little sheep. Soon we'll be making a new song. A song where Bendy, our great master, will appear on the big screen and take over the box office as we know it. We will be set free once the movie is made. And in this episode, in this podcast, we will discuss the upcoming events and everything we know about our great master's movie known as Bendy and the Ink Machine. Until then, I will see you soon, my little sheep. Rest your head. It's time for bed. By the way, guys, it was me. You don't need to be scared. I promise. It's not the real Sammy Lawrence. Let's just cut that out and let's just get the song on. Sorry. I know what you're gonna say. That's better. I know what you're gonna say. Where have you been, Flacco? It's been what, a month since you uploaded an episode? My apologies. I have no excuses. Actually, yes, I do. Two of them. Number one, I was trying to finish school, and now I'm on summer break. Ha ha ha. Number two, I was actually been focusing more on my YouTube channel recently instead of I'm gonna fix this of the podcast because I know I took a break and I'm back now on the channel. You want to see my new videos if you haven't seen them yet? Just go to Flacco and Friends, you'll find them. And coffee, delicious. So for those of you who read the title, saw the image, if you're watching this right now on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to follow me if you have not yet already. If this is on YouTube, then unfortunately you don't have the video. You only have just my voice, but you don't see anything. So that's okay though. But I'm pretty excited because I am a huge fan of the Bendy franchise. You know what? Let's get that picture up there. I mean, like, come on. Come on. Yes, sir. Look at that. Just the art and the detail for this, it's like mind-boggling. So for people who have no idea what Bendy and the Ink Machine is, or for all the fans out there, BATIM, then let me discuss this with you guys. So BATIM is actually I have my notes. So actually, you know, I don't need notes. That's for the movie coming up. So Bendy and the Ink Machine is a survival horror game where you are trapped in a studio called Joey Drew Studios, and you are literally being hunted by Bendy, also known as the Ink Demon or Ink Bendy, whatever you like to call him, right? The once lovable cartoon from the cartoon show called Bendy the Little Devil Darling now is this monster, okay? And he's chasing you. And you also had to fight against lost souls. These were people who once worked at the studio, but now they are one with the ink, I guess you can say. You play as Henry Stein. He's the main character for Bendy and the Ink Machine. He was also one of Joey Drew's workers. In fact, probably one of the best. And yeah, so basically you need to survive. You need to figure out a way to escape from the claws of Bendy. And you also run into Sammy Lawrence, which was the character I was trying to portray. I know I didn't have the costume. It's because I haven't made that. I actually did upload a video of how to make Sammy Lawrence's mask. If you want to check it out on the channel. Flacco and Friends. But I'm trying to work on the same Lawrence costume. It's just because of the announcement that we will discuss in a moment. So yeah, this game was so popular, and they say it's pretty much almost as good as the FNAF franchise, which is saying something because FNAF was probably the most popular, maybe still is, uh, horror game that was ever made until Bendy the Ink Machine came out, right? And so this was made 2017. I think it got updated in 2019, where like the graphics a little bit better, the characters look cooler. Oh, characters. I totally forgot to mention a couple of other characters. Like you get to see Boris, who also becomes Brute Boris. He's one of the bosses. There's Alice, the good one, and then there's Alice the Angel, the bad one. Her name was Susie. Can't remember her last name, but she was so obsessed with Alice, she thought she was Alice, and she was like killing cartoons and like try to remake herself to be beautiful, right? After what the Bendy was trying to do to her in the first place. But there's other characters. There's Tom. He's basically Boris, but his name is Tom, and he has like a robotic arm, and he doesn't like us at first until he does later. And then of course there's Bendy, who becomes Beast Bendy, which is the final boss in Bendy and the Ink Machine. So in 2022, the new Bendy game came out called Bendy and the Dark Revival, which is a longer game. And I heard it was pretty good. You play as a new character known as Audrey, who she's very special kind because when she was trapped inside Joey True Studios after her and Wilson, he's kind of the main antagonist, I guess you can say, died in the ink after she helped him turn on the ink machine. She became a very special breed. She has like these powers to like banish souls and like teleport really fast. And come to find out, she was actually created from the ink machine by Joey True to be his. I don't know if it was daughter or granddaughter. I don't know. Or maybe it's uncle, because in the end of the ink machine, there was a girl. She said, "Tell me more, Uncle Drew." So it's like I don't remember. I actually never played the game myself. Very sadly, I know what you're thinking. Wow, you don't deserve to be a fan. I watched the gameplay, okay? So in there, you're also trying to survive and leave, but then we run into the perfect little Bendy. Come to find out, he's not as perfect because he's actually the bad version of Bendy the Ink Demon, but he's definitely upgraded. He's got a cooler feature, and he actually talks. Okay, so you know how Bendy doesn't actually talk at all in the first game. But in this game, not the little Bendy, but the Ink Bendy, he actually talks, and he's like this scary, like, voice. It's really cool. So the thing about the game is that Bendy's dead. Wilson said he killed Bendy, right? But then he was trying to recreate the perfect Bendy. That doesn't go out so well. And so Wilson needed Audrey to help him to make this cartoon known as Ship Ahoy. Well, Ship Ahoy something. It's Ship Ahoy something. Who later she finds out that she has to die. She doesn't want to die. So she pushed Wilson inside of the machine. He's like, and then he becomes Ship Ahoy Wilson, or Ship Ahoy. Yeah, Ship Ahoy Wilson will come. And that's like kind of like the final boss battle. And then Benny comes and save her and she tries to get her to join him to become one of the ink, because they're basically siblings, actually. Like Bendy and Audrey are basically siblings because they're kind of like children of Joey Drew. But then, you know, she stops him. You get to play as a Beast Bendy in the Dark Revival, and it's like it's really cool. I really want to do it one day. So anyways, those were the games that were recently made. Now, before we get into the important announcement, let me tell you guys about another game that was recently made by Joey Drew Studios and upcoming games that have been announced if you played this new Bendy game from Joey Drew Studios. So it's called Bendy Secrets of the Machine. So it's a very short game, but there's so many different endings in the game. You can learn a lot from it. So one of them was there's this room where you have to throw like this bacon soup at like these spinning pictures and make them face like their dark former selves. And then when you do that, you get secrets. Like there was one called Bendy. but instead of it being an E, it is actually the number 3, which means we are having Bendy, another Bendy game, Bendy 3. And that's pretty exciting, and a lot of people are talking about it. We really don't have an update or trailer or anything for that game just yet. But another one was a game called Bendy the Cage. Now, to be honest, it was my mistake. I thought Bendy the Cage was the third installment, but actually, it's just a part of the story of the Dark Revival. So you get to play as Henry, but not the same Henry from the first one. I believe he's a different version of Henry, where you are stuck in the pit. The pit is mentioned a lot in the Dark Revival, and he needs to escape before the ink overcomes him. So that's not actually the third game, because I heard that it's just another installment for the Dark Revival. But we will be getting a Bendy 3 game very, very soon. And Bendy the Cage. They released a trailer. It's only like 30 seconds long. We haven't had a recent update about Bendy the Cage yet, but we have heard that it was probably going to come in 2024. So that's pretty exciting. I can't wait. I really hope it'll be playable on Xbox, but I don't think it is. It might be like another Steam game. Like Secrets of the Machine is a Steam game, and it's not meant to be played on like consoles like the PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo Switch, all that kind of stuff. Which is kind of sad. But yeah. There's another one. I think it was called Bendy City. Let me look it up real quick because I want to make sure I'm saying this right, because that was another one. Oh, the Silent City. Yeah, sorry. So it's called Bendy the Silent City. It is an in development first person shooter game that was leaked by the Meatly. The Meatly is obviously like the actual like creator of Bendy. So Bendy the Silent City, we don't have a lot of information about it yet, but it's like an actual like. So a lot of complaints we get from these games is when it comes to like fighting in the game or defending. It's not really that good. Like in Bendy the Ink Machine, you don't really have fighting skills. They did a little bit better in the Dark Revival, but this is like a first person shooting game for Bendy the Silent City, so it's probably gonna be a lot more better when it comes to protecting yourself, defense, offense, fighting, like that kind of stuff. I like those kind of games. So we still don't have a lot of information about that yet, but it was an announcement that came up in Secrets of the Machine. If you guys have played the game on Steam, if you do have Steam and you have like a Windows computer or PC, it is completely free. You should try it yourself. So I think that was it, but I could be wrong for like the important like game announcements. I thought they were making another Boris game, but I don't think so. I could be wrong. Maybe I am, but I don't think they're making another Boris game. They have made one called Boris the Dark Survival. You can play it on iPhone and Steam. It's like $2.99. It's not really that expensive. I hear it's not as good as like the other games, but it's like, why not? So those are the game announcements. I just probably wanted to let you all know for those who are like big fans of like the Bendy franchise. But now let's get to the important stuff. But first, I'm going to leave you guys on a cliffhanger, and we're going to take a 10-second break. Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back from the break. Now we're going to get into what mainly the video was mostly about, and that was the upcoming Bendy project. As you can see, we have little Bendy from Bendy the Dark Revival. And if you actually see this picture, this picture was sent on Twitter and I believe Facebook from Joey True Studios themselves. about how Bendy is coming to the big screen. And then you also see Radar Pictures. They are very known for making a lot of movies. And what we know, Radar Pictures is actually teaming up with Joey Drew Studios to make the Bendy and the Ink Machine movie. So what do we know so far? And will it be exactly like the game, or will there be different stuff? What do we know? And that's what we're going to go over today. Now, since it was just announced on Christmas of 2023, we actually don't have a lot of information. But I do believe somewhere around maybe in the summer, we might have more information about the movie. Like we might actually get a teaser trailer. We really don't know. But I guess they're making this because after the success of the FNAF movie, which did really well in box office, like $120.3 million, maybe more. Now we have other people, gaming companies, making their games into live action movies. And one of them, what I was very surprised but excited about, was when Joey Drew Studios announced that they were going to make a Bendy and the Ink Machine movie, and they will be partnering with Radar Pictures. But that's all the really information we have at the moment. But I do have something from Screen Rant. Screen Rant is a really cool website where you can like learn more about like upcoming announcements for movies, games, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll be reading it from here, and you guys just listen along, and then I'll tell you guys what I think. So it says here, more than 5 years after the first game made a splash, it has now been announced that Bendy and the Ink Machine is being adapted into the movie. Revealed on the official Bendy X page, formerly Twitter, the popular indie horror game will be made into a film, though no other details have been revealed at this juncture. The announcement didn't include any news on the project's director, cast, or any other pertinent details, though it is known that Radar Pictures will be working in conjunction with Joey Drew Studios, which produced the games. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me make this big real quick. See if I can. It's kind of blurry. I think it's because of the setting. Let me try. Yeah, you guys can't really see. I'm sorry, but it's the picture that was sent from Joey Drew Studios on Twitter about the upcoming Bendy project. So let's add that back here. I just embarrassed myself again. I'm really good at that. So anyways, now we're going to talk about that it has been confirmed that this project is happening. So while the announcement was rather scant in terms of details, it is officially confirmed that the Bendy the Ink Machine movie is on the way. Radar Pictures is attached to the project, and the studio has a lengthy track record of hits including classic like Revenge of the Nerds and modern blockbusters like Jumanji: The Next Level. While the studio have produced live action films up to this point, it is unclear if the Bendy movie will be live action or animated. More details will likely surface when a director and a cast are attached. Now, I feel like it's going to be live action because, like for a FNAF movie, they didn't do an animation. They actually did live action, which is what people were looking for. And I feel like they were going to make this a live action because we already have an animated version of Bendy and the Ink Machine, but it's in the form of a game. So why would they not want to make it like live action? Maybe it's because you can do a lot more in cartoons than you can like in live action, you know? But at the same time, I just feel like that it is going to be a live action movie. That's my personal opinion because they already did it with Five Nights at Freddy. They did it with like the Sonic movie and all that kind of stuff. So I don't understand like why they wouldn't do it live action. But if they don't, that's their choice. It'll probably still be good, but we really don't know. But I am hoping, and I do believe it's going to be a live action movie. So anyways, let's get into the movie story details. So, nothing has been revealed about the story of the upcoming film, but details can be gleaned from the games and the overall lore of the franchise. The movie will likely follow the hero of the first game, Henry Stein, a retired animator who is called back to his employer's studio by a mysterious letter. Once there, Stein is faced with deadly incarnations of some of the studio's most famous cartoon characters, as they are brought to life by the mysterious Ink Machine. While the puzzle-solving aspects of the Bendy games are difficult to adapt to the screen, recent successes like Five Nights at Freddy's movie have proven that good screenplay can flesh out the thinnest gaming mechanics. The nature of the film story will likely be dictated by the medium in which it is made. And Bendy and the Ink Machine is live action. It will limit the possibilities of what could happen on screen, while an animated adventure would be limitless. Actually, that I basically just said that, did I not? Like, While the FNAF movie worked and it was live action, you couldn't really do a lot with like it was when it came out 2014. You know, like with the jump scares. Like they did the best they could for the FNAF movie, but you can only do so much in live action. While it comes to animating, like animations, you can do whatever you want. Like you can literally do whatever you want. So like I said, while I wish it was live action, there's a good chance also it could be animated because we just because of how much money they are given to make the movie. I mean, that's definitely one of them. Like I believe that Blumhouse Studios was only given like $8 million to make the movie project. I could be wrong, but they weren't given a lot of money. So there's a good chance they may not be given a lot of money. Or if they are, and they do this animation, they can do so much in it and do a lot of things like they are in the game. But at the same time, maybe they want to do it live action because we've never seen it in live action before. So if they do, I feel like it will still work, but they can only do so much in live action. But like I said, as a guy who's a big fan of the Bendy the Ink Machine or just the Bendy franchises in general, I for one would love to see it in live action because we never seen it before. Right? So trying to here we go. Despite the lack of Despite the lack of concrete information, the Bendy movie is still an exciting prospect. The video game created a movie universe within its world, and that is likely something that Hollywood is very interested in exploring. If done effectively, the Bendy the Ink Machine movie will perfectly self-referential and trippy, making for a new horror hit. So that's all the information we have because, like I said, we actually don't have a lot of information about the Bendy and the Ink Machine movie. However, a lot of people are really excited about it just because of how well both of the games did, especially the first game when Bendy and the Ink Machine came out. So I'm really hoping it is live action, but if they decide to do animation just because it's limitless of how much they could do in the animation, I would still be fine. If they do it in live action, though, that I feel like that would be really cool to see because if they did it with FNAF, why would they not want to do it with Bendy and the Ink Machine? So my thoughts, I'm hoping Bendy does well in the movie, right? Like while Five Nights at Freddy's did well in box office, there was still like a lot of critics and hate speech about the movie. I mean, I feel like it would probably do the same for the Bendy movie because we may not get what we want to get. Like in the FNAF movie, there was just like some like disappointments. I do agree, but it still did well. So I believe that this movie, the Bendy Ink Machine movie, might do well. But I feel like we're not going to get everything that we are hoping to get from the movie. But honestly, I feel like we're still going to have like Henry Stein, Alice, Boris, Tom, Sammy Lawrence. I feel like we're gonna have like those characters and obviously Bendy, but there might be some changes. Like they definitely add some changes to the FNAF movie. So I just feel like it might be the same for the Bendy the Ink Machine movie, but maybe it might do well. I can't really say because we don't have a lot of information. We don't have a trailer, a teaser trailer, or any of that. We just have just the announcement that was put on Twitter from Joey Ju Studios. But I'm pretty excited, and that's why I'm making a Samuel Lawrence costume. So that one day when the movie does come out into theaters, my friends are probably going to plan this for the ones who like Bendy the Ink Machine. I can just dress up, just have fun before the movie begins to premiere in theaters. But release date, obviously we don't have that. This movie may not come out till 2025. It's just because of just a recent announcement and how long it might take to put in the work for the movie, or there's a good chance it could be done this year. So like the FNAF 2, that comes out next year in 2025, actually. I thought it was going to come this year, but it actually comes next year. There's a good chance that Bendy the Ink Machine movie might come out next year because it just depends like how long it would take to, you got to obviously film, you got to edit, and you got to put it together. That could take a bit, especially for movies. But if it comes out this year, I'll be so pumped up and excited. And if it comes out next year, hopefully I'll see it before I head to college, right? Because obviously I want to see this movie like really bad. But let me remove that. Anyways, guys, it was a short episode, 25 minutes, almost 26. But that's all I really wanted to say. And again, sorry that I've been absent from the podcast. Excuse me. But I'm back and I'll try to do more if I can. I might just do one once a week. It's just because I got to more focus on my channel and I have other things to do. You know, I got a life. I have a life. But check out the channel, Flacco and Friends. Subscribe if not yet already. And follow me on this podcast, Flacco's Fun World Podcasts. And let me know what you guys think about the upcoming Bendy the Ink Machine movie. If you're excited about it, what are your thoughts, theories? And yeah, may God bless, guys. I'll see you for more Flacco's Fun World Podcasts.